continuation. This has to be part 2. I didn't intend this to be on the YouTube, especially like opposite or adjacent to my video that I had presented. I was looking at a presentation that said this elegant universe, Einstein's relativity, and real good graphics and the coloring scheme, very eye-catching. 1.3 million viewers. I have made 450 videos over the past 5 years. No one seems to know these videos, and now they've been wiped out. So it's my word against what I had presented, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, proofs of what my claims and what my opinion based on what I have researched. So I answered. It says you could answer or make a video on an answer. So I made a video. Come to find out, it's next to my previous video because YouTube, they said I had a choice of either words or the YouTube. And I said, well, I'll try this YouTube. And now I go back to it, and it's not there. It's on the YouTube next to my other video. Now I'm making part 2 in that same response. Maybe part 2 will be included. It was about 15 minutes, and then it came to about almost 11. So I redid it 11. Now it doesn't show up there. It only shows up where I've mentioned here on this YouTube now. That's 8-something minutes. So like I say, because of what I achieved under the most difficult conditions is questionable. Why my videos are now especially wiped out, and I can't get a copy. They say I can't even, no one will even answer. I can't even get somebody to answer as to why not give me the duplicates and I'll pay for them. And they say you write a letter, and then they say, well, you fill a form, and I fill the form, and the form won't even go to them. The form will not go to them in order to ask them to, I want to replace my videos that have been wiped out. So I had said something in the previous one then about in the velocity of light. I've checked all references that I know of, and there's nothing in there that says Einstein can decree the velocity of light to be the ultimate universal velocity, and that's it. Who's Einstein? Really? He's a plagiarist now. You have to understand that. He is a plagiarist, proven by Professor Umberto Bartosi and by my research. He took his name off the Lorentz-Einstein transformation equation, and my one-on-one was considered a showdown conference between who would back down and who agree with who, and he agreed with yours truly. And a modernization of the Lorentz-Einstein transformation equation, my capital X prime equals capital X minus VT over the square root of 1 minus V squared over capital C squared. Capital C is equal to or greater than the velocity of light. If it's an increment greater, it's greater. It breaks at least in theoretical mathematical physics, at least theoretically breaks the light barrier. And there are increments. And there are various things that when I put forward 25 years ago, I stopped really working with science in 1975 because I was just disgusted with all the political power and the stealing of my work and the plagiarism and the power politics and the nationalism and the ethnic hyping, especially of Einstein. What is man's greatest challenge? What is there left for me to maybe accomplish? The discipline of theology. How did we get here? Why are we here? What best to do? And in that I've formed my own religious group, theology, the discipline of theology, the study of beliefs, all beliefs, and includes this theory of evolution, which I have had 200 tapes, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. And now I can't, they're disappeared. You have to understand what I say is the truth. I did light education and electromagnetic radiation. That's number one in the world. Then who really is yours truly? So at least from the viewpoint from 2000 on now, I've become a critic of who really did what. And I have my own universal pure Christians. Not that I or we are purer than anyone else. In my humble opinion, I have the clearest, thus purest comprehension, interpretation, and presentation of the proofs of God and Jesus Christ's divinity. Do I have proof of that? Yeah, absolutely. There are at least 40 divine miracle proofs in the New Testament. And each Saturday into Sunday, because some people have Sabbath as their religious day and some have Sunday. We say Sunday in English. In most countries, there's Dio, God. Dios Day, Dominico. The first day of the week you put forward and honor God. Sunday is the first day of the week. Is Dominico, Sunday in English. So I say each God's Day Sunday, I present one of the sequential 40 divine miracle proofs. Especially all the hype of Einstein after 1957. I didn't have time for all that irrational thinking and hype. And it kept getting more and more like a snowball effect. A snow job, really, in plain rough English. That's what they had me do, the unknown man. That how could he be intellectually scholarly, as he says? Look what they're forcing me to do. One of the things I did is that when I said I wouldn't work with that Nazi von Braun. Oh, then J. Edgar Hoover had the power in the U.S. You have to understand that. J. Edgar Hoover had the power. I was the ideas man. He had the power. It was a pyramid of power. He was at the top of the power. And in his office, he had his desk a foot above everybody else. He was above everybody. You had to look at him up, supposedly. And I said that immoral, and then I finally would call him Homo Hoover. That immoral Homo Hoover. I can tell when he had maybe something that would be a sheer drop in what we were doing. We have to replace him. So it became a tremendous personality clash. Critical. Life and death, in fact. These are the true facts. So you have to understand then that give credit where credit is due. I credit Einstein, number one, in that he said, I use theoretical experiments. And I can use theoretical experiments. I'm a theorist. And that was accepted. Until that time, you had to actually have the apparatus and show that you did the actual experiment. So I said, if Einstein can use theoretical experiments, then so can yours truly. You see. And then he published without any references. And I knew why. Because he was a plagiarist. So I would publish without any references because Hoover would steal from me. And if I said that I read maybe something like by Poincare, Henry Poincare, Pointcare with the mark, that accent mark, Poincare, he put forward a lot of mathematical physics and even relativity. If I said I read Poincare, he would say, well, see, it's not your idea. You stole it from Poincare. Poincare had no idea about lightification of electromagnetic radiation. He was great, but as far as a coherent, futuristic, multi-purpose, coherent beam, not one word that he thought of a coherent beam. That is yours truly's work. And I had all these videos that have been supposedly disappeared now. So I have to then make a summarize, and I have to sometimes kind of fast forward from one particular topic to the next, but absolutely true. And to all those who believe me and maybe will support me, I say thank you.